standing right now is a really interesting area. These pillars signify where the two tunnels met during the time of Hezekiah's tunnel. They would excavate this way and excavate this way, and this tallest stone here is where they both met. Right underneath here is where the tunnels are, right where we're standing. So we'll be going there soon, and I'll show you that. It's going to be amazing. Ellie, you brought us down walkways and everything under the city of David. Where are we right now?
No, we are now in
a
place that excavated in 2010, and I think this is a place where it was calling Melchizedek Temple. And let's see what we have here to understand the finding here. You can see that there's several room cutting in the rock in different room and different understanding. And for example, let's start from here, from this room, and what we have in that room. And this room is the olive press. And this olive press was working. You can see the hole on the wall. You can see there's some small hole in the floor, and the deepest area here. This is an olive press. This is where they're making olive oil. Smudging the olive, we put the olive in the sack. We put the sack here on the top of that small pit. He took a branch of wood, tree, put it in the wall, and then with the stone weight, he's pressing. Okay? Then we have olive oil. But what do you need olive oil is the question. What reason? So we will see later. Also, what we can see here, this area, and you can see that this steps is higher. It's not normal steps. Why? Because the channel. This channel goes all the way to the corner. And you can see this is platform, and from that platform, on that platform, it was an altar. From this is what I understand it was an altar on that platform, and the people will sacrifice animal here in this place. Why you need sacrifice animals? This is the way of worshiping God in that time, and also this is what they did here in this place. Sacrifice animal. Of course, this altar was built by stone on the platform, and all the blood and all the juices came from the altar was running here, and we collected here where we are. This is an altar area.
Wow.
You can see that we are in that room. In this room, it's very. In this room, I found a lot of jar broken on the floor, and this is a room. Was covering, of course, with the stone, with everything was covering here in this area, and this room was part of the area. Maybe it was storage room. Okay, very special finding, because we started the excavation above, and then we're going down by the excavation all the way down, and then we found that stone, and that stone it was found as it is, so no one touching that stone. We found it like that, and covered with dirt, and then above it stone all over on top. And this is as we call a pillar or standing stone. And what is the meaning of the pillar standing stone? We can understand if we go to the book of Genesis 28. Let's go to verse 22. What is the meaning of the stone? We talk about Jacob's story, but the stone that we set up as a pillar, this is the house of God. So what is the stone? Okay, this is the meaning of the stone. Okay, we have that here in this place, and include all what we have around us. This is very, very interesting. Also, what in the story of Jacob, what we did with the olive oil, we anointed the stone. What we anointed, the house of God. So this is very, very interesting. Finding that we have here in this place, and the connection is very, very important, because what we're talking about, the time when this place was built. From my understanding, this was built in time of Melchizedek. We're talking before 3,800 years ago, and this is the time. So always we're asking who was Melchizedek and what Melchizedek did. And we know that in the book of Genesis we have 4 verses, but they tell us that Melchizedek was high priest to one God. Of course, he was also a king, but as high priest, are we worshiping God? Which way? And here we can see the way that Melchizedek was turned out. Of course, if we compare that with the book of Genesis 28, when talking about Jacob, to understand what we have here in this place. Okay, so it's very, very, very interesting.
Amazing.
That finding, very, very connected, very, very important finding. If you're looking here on the corner of the door here, you can see holes, one here and the other holes there to tie animal. Which animal? And I think this is a small animal. Small animal, it's mainly talking about goats, sheep, baby goat, baby sheep, 1 year old, 2 years old, something like that. Why? Because you need to sacrifice that animal.
That
and
age.
If you came here, you can see the bees here. You can see the bees. 1, 2, 3. This is where they put the. This is where they are putting a tripod, and on that tripod they're hanging the animal.
Oh.
And hanging the animal to sacrifice to skin the animal. And after the skinning the animal, they're sacrificing the animals. But this is the place. This is where we are. Very, very interesting. Of course, the storage cave that we have there, that we found here. So this was very, very interesting. But this is very, very important finding that we found here, and give us to understand who was to connect it to the king of Jerusalem. It was in the time of Abraham. His name Melchizedek. Of course, the question, who know that this is Melchizedek? Of course, we don't know. No one give us any information about that. But we understand that because the time that I think that this was built, and the only king that we have here, the only king that was also high priest, Melchizedek, so we can do some connection from the book of Genesis and the finding that we found here in this place. Okay? And the wall here, going all the way that way, from here to there. Okay, and that wall was covered with the dirt, with stone, everything. So everything was closing, everything was keeping as it is. So from the end of the 8th century, no one seen this place.
And they did on purpose, right?
Till 2010.
They put the dirt on there on purpose, right?
I think the cupboard, because the cupboard, no one used it from the 8th century. Even above it, there's houses from the go back to the 7th century, 6th century. Why they didn't use this area? Because it was covering, was closing. That's it. No one using that anymore as a place. No one did something. Right. Something here was closing and
protecting.
Yeah. It
That's
was
special.
buried. From my point, it was they buried it. It's because it was an important place, holy place. So there was a covered. So this is what we have here in this place.
That's amazing.
What's on the other side?
It's of course I wasn't here when Solomon anointed, but the Bible's talking about it was anointed around the Gihon spring. So we are very close to the spring, so maybe he was anointed here in this area, in the temple area, not just on the rock,
Yeah.
So this very interesting thinking, but as I say, I think that May was here, anointed here in this place. If you're looking here, we can see we're out from one side, see the rock here all the way to the other side, and from here, we can just trying to walk into the temple. If you're looking on the picture, you can see this is the way the pilgrimage people all the way to the temple. If you're looking at the
So I did the other one. This is the wow.
This was excavated by me in 2006-7.
Wow.
I found that as walking below the street. You can see the channel.
Right.
And then I understand that there's a street above it, and then we start to excavate it, to build all that construction.
Beautiful.
And excavate it, and you can see short steps, long
Yes.
steps, short steps, long
Just
steps.
like you're going to the
Yeah.
temple, like the
You're
southern
going-
steps.
This
Yes.
is the beginning of the road that taking the people to the temple.
Right.
For 2000 years ago.
Oh,
So
that's
we're talking about
amazing.
the pilgrimage people.
This
This
is
is
it.
the way. This is the way to the temple where we are now.